We welcome you into a soggy Tom M. Mason Red Devil Field at John P. Duda Stadium. Chris Rader is with me. I'm Lucas Berry. And Chris, there's one phrase that comes to mind when I think of the conditions out here: football weather. Because that's exactly what we've got, and I've never been more thankful to be in a press box in my life.
It is football weather. The rain's coming down. They're saying the wind's coming. So far, the wind isn't too bad. Hopefully, it stays that way. But, yeah, if you got a strong ground game, this is the time to have it. And North Marion, our opponent tonight, certainly does. So for the second week in a row, Oak Hill's going to face a very strong ground game. And North Marion comes in 8-1, ranked number 4 in Class AAA. So Oak Hill's got their hands full tonight, Lucas.
Not to mention, Oak Hill might be forced into having a very strong running game because you've got several receivers who are out tonight. Owen Gross isn't playing, and you've got, it might be all on Kate Compton, or at least a heavy dose of him with Solomon Truman still out.
Well, unfortunately, again, some of the storyline for Oak Hill this year has been who's not playing as much as who is playing. So as you mentioned, Owen Gross, who's a kid I really feel bad for. He battled back from what we thought was going to be a season-ending shoulder injury, only to break his collarbone last week against Beckley. He's out for the year. You mentioned Solomon Truman. He's out with a knee. They don't expect him to come back. Carson Treadway, who sprained his ankle against Beckley last week, he's not going to play tonight. He tried to go yesterday in practice. They just thought he couldn't. They're going to try to save him for the playoffs. So, and then Braden Knight, unfortunately, is serving a suspension from an ejection. So, again, for Oak Hill, the storyline tonight, this season has been as much as who's not playing as who is.
We'll have our anthem here momentarily. And when I think we had a situation like this last year when everyone's on the field and we're still having the anthem.
Yeah.
Long senior night.
Secondary rifle, First Lieutenant Kaylee Hernandez. At this time, please stand if you're able to remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem by the Oak Hill High School Marching Red Devils.
Now, Chris, as we turn our attention back to the game here tonight, you and I were talking at the soccer game last night that neither of us really knew a whole lot about North Marion coming into it, but it seems like you've done some really deep investigating, as deep as you could in a day and a half.
Well, I was able to get in touch with their coach, Darren Hayes. He and I exchanged some text, and he was nice enough to give me a little information about his team. They are a ground-heavy football team, and that's kind of a two-headed attack. It's going to be Brian Poindexter, who comes in the night with 135 carries for 899 yards, and then Toby Michael with 82 carries for 852 yards. They will rotate quarterbacks a little bit. I think Cole Morris is more of their passing QB. He's going to get the start, but then Michael will get some snaps at QB as well.
We'll have to wait to see the North Marion offense, as Oak Hill's going to get the ball first, and that's going to be fielded about the 10-yard line, crossing the 20 to the 30. Great start here to the 40, the 50, cutting back. Z's going to take it to the 35, to the 30. He's still going inside the 30-yard line. And, Chris, I don't know if you can have a better start for Oak Hill.
Great return by Z. Lewis. Yeah, absolutely. Made a lot of men miss. I got some good blocking on top of that. But a fantastic return from Z. Lewis to put Oak Hill in business. And like you mentioned, that offense will need all the help it can get tonight, missing some key components. So that's great field position. So Landon Kalani, a 6'2", 226-pound sophomore, he gets his first start tonight at right tackle for Oak Hill. He's filling in for Braden Knight. And again, like you mentioned, I think we'll probably see a heavy dose of Cade Compton. That's what I would do if I were Oak Hill, but in these rainy conditions. So I see Isaiah Settle, a freshman. He's getting a start tonight at wide receiver. He's going to be this lone receiver down here at the bottom of your screen.
Antoine's still back there at quarterback. He will take the snap. It's a little bit of a high one, but they are going to hand the ball off. And North Marion are all over that. Looked like that was number 75.
Gavin Floyd, 6 feet, 300 pounds. I'm telling you, Lucas, North Marion has some horses.
Yeah, they do.
They've got some horses up front, man. Oak Hill's got their work cut out for them tonight with that North Marion front. And that time you saw Floyd get great penetration that time and throw Cade for a 3-yard loss.
Second down, Oak Hill.
Snap is back. Antoine drops to throw. He'll roll, and he'll get shoved down at about the 40-yard line. So Oak Hill going backwards here. It should be third down, and
that was Logan Gump, a 6'3", 285-pound senior. He got the penetration that time, number 73. And you're right, Oak Hill's going in the wrong direction. North Marion going with a 3-man front. But those 3 men are getting great penetration here the first couple of plays. And
by my rough math, it's 3rd and 20.
yeah, we don't have the scoreboard available to us. It is about 3rd and 20, though.
Antoine drops to throw. That pass is caught. Near a first down. I think he got it.
I think he will, and that was Isaiah Settle, the freshman, who was the lone receiver down there at the bottom of the screen, getting his first start tonight, and he caught that right off his shoe tops and then took it downfield. So a huge conversion on 3rd and 20 for Oak Hill to keep the drive alive. They're going to have a 1st and 10 at the North Marion 16-yard line.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Chris. From the naked eye, I thought that was incomplete.
Yeah, but he knew as soon as he caught it, he turned it upfield. He knew he caught it.
He knew. Here we go once again. Antoine dropping the throw. That pass is incomplete.
And Antoine, I mean, he had him out there on a little very short hitch route. He just kind of shot-putted it out there. But he had Z out there in the flat. He just got to put a better ball on him. And that time, North Marion went to a 5-man front as their backs are against the wall here as they near their own goal line.
Second down from the 21-yard line. Excuse me, the 16-yard line, I beg your pardon.
And now they're going back to that 3-man front now here, Lucas.
Antoine drops the throw once again. He'll step up and try to get out of it. He will, only to be dragged down at the line of scrimmage.
Again, that was number 73, Logan Gump, who made a nice play earlier in the drive. So that's going to bring up 3rd and long for Oak Hill. Again, Oak Hill doesn't really try a field goal, so Devon Marion always takes that into consideration as he's got 2 plays to get this 10 yards here.
1 on the play. 3rd down and 11.
They'll mark that a loss of a yard, so it'll be 3rd down and 11 for Oak Hill here. Just about 2.5 minutes gone in our opening quarter.
What's tough is it looks like North Marion's only rushing those 3 down linemen and dropping 8, but the 3 down linemen are getting penetration. That's a tough way to live.
That is. You're seeing Compton out in motion. Here comes those 3 linemen. It's a screen out, trying to get it back to Z. He does. Z cuts back across the field to the 10, across the 5. Will be dragged down. He'll be dragged down short of the goal line, but Oak Hill again pulls another conversion on the drive.
Just a little middle screen that time to Z Lewis, and I thought North Marion had it defended pretty well. It looked like they had sniffed it out and saw it coming. And when he unloaded to Z, I thought, this is going to go for a loss. But again, Oak Hill with a big 3rd down conversion to keep the drive alive, and they got 1st and goal down here at the 3-yard line. Another big pass play on 3rd down for the Devils.
From the Huskies, 2-yard line.
Good individual effort from Z Lewis that time.
Absolutely. Crossing 9 minutes in our opening quarter. Oak Hill on the move. Handoff going to Cade Compton. He's going to, if he got back to the line of scrimmage, he was doing good.
Yeah, they're just having a lot of trouble finding any seams in that North Marion front. Like I said, a lot of horses down there. They come off the ball well, and Oak Hill's having trouble moving them right now.
If time allows, Chris, we might want to look and see how what the weights of those guys are, because those are some big fellas down there.
Yeah, I mean, they have a couple of 300-pounders. A couple of kids are going 285. I mean, they're big kids, and I've seen them in pregame going through their drills. They come off the ball well. They move well, too, for their size. North Marion now on a 5-man front.
Snap is back. It's a little bit of a high one, but Antoine will keep it himself, trying to find space, and he's not going to find any.
Well, and Antoine's just got to take that and go upfield with it. Antoine was just kind of pity-patting around back there. That's not going to work. He's just got to take that. Was, you know, I like the call, actually, because with the QB power that time, you're actually evening up the blocking numbers as much as you can. But Antoine's got to get the ball and go. And he was kind of pity-patting around back there. He got thrown for a loss for his troubles.
You know what, Chris? We got him right where we want him. It's third down.
Yeah, that seems to be the case this drive.
And we might be working our way towards a timeout because that play clock's down to 10. And the whole team is, okay, yes. That should be it. Timeout taken by Oak Hill here ahead of a third down on the opening drive of the game.
Can we do this real quick while we have a break?
Yes, sir.
We know it's senior night, so I don't have a lot of time to talk about each individual players, but can we go ahead and recognize our seniors? So the seniors here tonight for Oak Hill: Owen Gross, who's unfortunately injured, Luke Endicott, Z. Lewis, Andrew Wingrove. Then we have Jeremy Lewis, Tyler Kincaid, James Ludwig, Derek Sullivan, Braden Knight, Tyler Garrett, and Austin Johnston. So there's a lot of good football players who have played here for a few years from Oak Hill. These kids are playing their last game here at John P. Duda Stadium. And I want to recognize 2 senior cheerleaders. Cheerleaders aren't here. They're at their own competition this weekend. We wish them the best of luck. We want to recognize our senior cheerleaders, which are Amaya C. Grasty and Zaysha Woodson. They're the team captains. So
I'll throw in the band. Band had their senior night tonight, and by the looks of it, Mr. Myers has got a lot of spots to fill come next year's band.
A lot of spots to fill, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we didn't get all the band members, but we want to recognize these kids who, a lot of these, they're probably suiting up for the last time here in a football uniform here at John P. Duda. So, want to recognize what they've accomplished here the last few years.
Third down and goal from the 4.
Now, this is typically a jet sweep, and here comes Z.
A flag is down on the far side of the field. It's a touchdown for now.
And that's the shame of it. I'm wondering if this is going to come back for motion, though, and this is something we've seen Oak Hill struggle with. They were in those twin bunch sets tight to the formation, and that's going to negate the touchdown. Before you do anything, you've got to get lined up right.
Yeah.
And Oak Hill's had trouble doing that this year. I know, especially a couple weeks ago against South Charleston, they really struggled with that. And unfortunately, that negates a nice play that would have went for 6. As Z was able to fight his way into the end zone, but that's going to come back.
Moving it back to the 8-yard line, 9-yard line. There we go. So we're third down and goal from the 9.
So we're going to see number 33, the freshman Riley Biggs. He's checking into the game. So let's see what formation Oak Hill's going to go with here on 3rd and goal from the 9 as Biggs has checked in.
Third down and goal from the 9-yard line, the Red Devils.
So they're going with the 2-back set with Cade and Biggs on either side of Antoine Hicks and a 3-receiver set.
Snap is back. Antoine drops the throw, has time. And he's going to get sacked.
Yeah, he's going to be brought down around the 13, 14-yard line. And again, I think it's the 3rd time I've called this kid's name. Logan Gump, 6'3", 285-pound senior. And again, that North Marion front has really been a rock wall this first drive. Antoine had 3 receivers in the pattern. Both backs stayed in the block. But looking downfield, it looked like North Marion had everything covered up, and Antoine finally had to eat it.
Yeah. So here we go, 4th down and goal from the 14-yard line. Marion keeping his offense on the field.
You do have man coverage out there at the top of the screen on Jagger Knox if you want to take a shot on man-to-man here. Because I don't think that safety's going to get over.
Antoine drops the throw. He's going to the near side, and that is incomplete. North Marion gets the stop.
Yeah, and unfortunately, and this is, kind of been the story of Oak Hill season. One of the reasons they're up and down this year is penalties. And again, we saw that that false start negate the touchdown for Z. Lewis, and that took a score off the board. North Marion's going to take over now for their first drive at their own 14-yard line. And get ready for a heavy dose of ground game here behind that big offensive line for the Huskies.
Handoff going up the middle, and that'll be a good solid gain on first down.
That's number 8, Toby Michael. Again, he's actually their second leading rusher. Their coach told me that he'll actually take some snaps at quarterback as well, but they had him lined up in the backfield that time. James Luddle again on the tackle that time for Oak Hill, but yeah, they gave up a little bit too much real estate on first down there.
It's something you've seen North Marion not huddling and going, not really up tempo, but they're not messing around either. Handoff going once again.
Well, that's going to be Michael, and that's going to be a North Marion first down. Jeremy Lewis tripped him up, but he was able to stumble across the line of scrimmage. Now Oak Hill is in a 5-man front themselves, anticipating a heavy dose of the ground game. They actually went 6-man front a lot against Beckley last week. They might do that again. Well, we see some unfamiliar, like Riley Biggs getting the start over here at the defensive end. The freshman here, number 33, Jeremy Lewis getting a start in there as well.
Once again, that's number 13, Brian Poindexter.
And that's just a nicely designed play. They pulled the backside guard. They pulled the H-back from the backside as well. Then they blocked down, and they let him up in the hole, and that's a really nice game from North Marion.
All of a sudden, the Huskies are out of the shadow of their own goal line. They're out near the 40.
North Marion going with a 2-wing formation here in a single setback, and he's going to get the ball.
Poindexter trying to get to the outside. He will get to the 45, 50, the 45, 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and he will score. Touchdown, North Marion.
Yeah, and you see, Lucas, why they're 8-1 and ranked 4th in the state.
Oh, yeah.
Very good football team, strong offensive line. Poindexter showed his speed. He was able to get to the outside. And then he got a great block down the field from one of his receivers. I'm sorry I didn't see who made that block, but he had a receiver who was able to wall off Caleb Compton. That was what enabled Michael to score. Nice drive for the Huskies.
6-0 at the moment with 4:21 to go in the first quarter. Extra point coming up, seeing if they can make it 7. Snap is back, kick is up, it's on the way, and that kick is good. 4:21 to go in the first quarter. Let's pause for just a moment and come back on the New River Network right after this. Back with you here on the New River Network. Lucas Berry, Chris Rader here with you. It is 7-0 North Marion taking the lead on Oak Hill. And Chris, that was about as impressive a drive as I've seen in a while.
Well, when you look at their stats, I mean, they are a heavy ground team. They don't put the ball up very much. In fact, coming into the night in their 9 games, they have a little over 700 yards passing. So they're doing what they want to do, which is keep a ball on the ground. And, unfortunately, Oak Hill, they squandered that great return from Z. Lewis, and then the touchdown that actually got in there. So see if Oak Hill can answer them here after giving up a really good golden opportunity their first drive.
Kick is on the ground. It'll be fielded and down right there at the 38-yard line. Still not bad field position. Good chance for Oak Hill to get back on the board.
Yeah, good field position, but like we mentioned that first drive, Oak Hill's having trouble really getting them blocked. They had a couple of pass plays that on long third downs to keep that drive alive the first time, but it feels like Oak Hill's scrambling a little bit to move the ball. Again, just a three-man front here for North Marion.
Antoine will hand the ball off, going to Kate Compton. He's going to cross the 45. That's a good chunk of yardage on first down.
No, that's what Oak Hill needs. They need that kind of real estate on first down. Yeah, that keeps them on schedule, and that's exactly what they need. And again, North Marion just went three-man front that time. They did bring a linebacker in on a blitz, but for the first time, Oak Hill was actually able to get a hat on a hat and create a running lane. So again, they're staying with a three-man front here.
Okay, with three receivers to our near side, one out wide.
But they're bringing the linebackers.
Handoff. That's going to be a first down across the 50 for Oak Hill.
So they've caught him in a couple run blitzes. And again, Oak Hill's offensive line doing a little better job of walling off their men and creating a running lane for Kate Compton. They're going to need more of that to stay in this game, or it's going to get away from them quick. Now, something you see North Marion do, though, they just had a mass substitution across the defensive line. That's a nice problem to have. And a lot of teams, aren't able to do that. That's a real luxury for North Marion as they sat three kids and brought in three fresh kids here on the defensive line.
You can do a hockey line change up front, you're in good shape.
Yeah, a lot of teams can't do that in high school.
Showing pressure once again. And this time they've got that read like a book.
Yeah, they had that same three-man front, but then they brought pressure off either edge. They actually brought five, and they were able to meet right in the backfield at Cade Compton, throw him for a loss right at the 50-yard line.
Going to make a second down and 12 from the 50.
That was Jacob Friels, a 5'11", 215-pound linebacker, got in on the tackle that time. I called him a linebacker. He's actually lined up right now on the defensive line. They list him as a linebacker, but he's lined up as one of those three men up front right now for North Marion.
Antoine will throw. That pass is intercepted. Goes off Z. Lewis's hand and falls into the hands of Ryder Bland for North Marion.
Yeah, and it was there. That was going to be a decent little gain. Again, he sat down right around the 5-yard mark. That was going to be a decent little gain for Oak Hill, and it just went off Z's hands, and there you go, an interception. And unfortunately, they're picking up where they left off last week against Beckley when they had 5 turnovers, and it's just not a recipe for winning, especially against good football teams like we see here tonight.
So North Marion will take over at the Oak Hill 48-yard line. Snap is back. It's a handoff going to Poindexter. Poindexter will get it across the 45. Good play on first down for North Marion.
So that time they lined up two H-backs on the left-hand side, and they pulled one across the formation to try to kick out a lineman and then block down. But it's still a pretty decent gain. What are we looking at? 4 yards. So
second and 6.
Second and 6. That keeps them on schedule.
Second and 6. Huskies.
Handoff once again. That's Poindexter again. He's going to get a first down and then some across the 35.
Yeah, Oak Hill was in the 5-man front. Jagger Knox was in on a run blitz that time. He shot a gap, but they picked him up. And again, North Marion with a big lane to run through. That moves the ball for a first down for the Huskies. And, we're missing big Braden Knight. He's not playing. So you see Tyler Kincaid in there lined up at nose, and that's a big size differential when you go from Braden Knight to Tyler Kincaid. I mean, not to knock him. He's doing his best in there, but he doesn't take up the space that Braden Knight does.
Snap is back. First pass attempt of the evening, and that's going to be completed. No, it's not. Z. Lewis laid the lumber on Landon Stemple.
Yeah, that's a big hit from Z. Lewis. Really nice job. North Marion tried to catch him asleep that time. A little play action fake and booting out to the right. I like the call because they've been running the ball effectively, but Oak Hill had it defended really well, and a really nice hit that time from Z. Lewis as we have an Oak Hill player down. It looks like Jagger Knox, number 26, sophomore linebacker for Oak Hill. And again, Oak Hill can ill afford to have any more injuries. It's just been one of those seasons, Lucas.
It really has. You're just digging into your bench and hoping someone's there.
Yeah, you have. Oak Hill's had to play a lot of kids this year that frankly, if you would have went back into August, I don't think they would have.
No.
They had planned on playing, but the injuries have caused them to have to do that. So we hope Jagger, it's nothing major, and he can shake it off and get back in. As Oak Hill's again going to have to dig into their bench to replace Jagger Knox at one of those linebacker positions. And he's coming off the field pretty gingerly.
That's literally going to be my point. He's not looking all that great.
So I'm trying to see who was checked in for him. I can't quite tell. I think it's going to be Jack Hess, number 34, another freshman. You know, you got two babies out there playing for Oak Hill right now, and Riley Biggs and Jack Hess. And again, I mentioned, you know, kids maybe you didn't plan on playing earlier in the year, and here they are against one of the better AAA teams in the state. As it looks like North Marion's going to the shotgun for the first time here tonight.
And that two-back set just like Oak Hill. And that'll be a keeper from Toby Michael, and that's going to be a really good play for the Huskies.
So again, that's Michael that time who will line up in the backfield, took the snap. So when they go gun, look for a lot of QB power like you saw that time. Cade Compton actually had a chance to get him right at the line of scrimmage, and he was able just to slip through Cade's arms and get a nice gain that time. That brings up about a third and about 6 here for North Marion. I have to think this is 4-down territory for them as well, though.
It's about a 5 or 6 second difference between the play clock and the game clock. North Marion does have to snap it. Keeping it, and that's going to be another close to first down yardage. He's at the 30, he's at the 25, and the line to gain is the 25 and a half.
Yeah, so when they get in that gun with Michael taking the snap, they're looking to run QB power quite a bit there. That's going to bring up a 4th and short. Let's see if they stay with that and just keep the ball in Michael's hands. And that's just old school football when you're snapping directly to the quarterback and he's keeping it.
We're going to find out when we begin quarter number 2. You are watching high school football on the River Network. Welcome back on the River Network. Lucas Berry and Chris Rady here with you, beginning to start quarter number 2. And a big 4th down here in this ball game, Chris. You have to think North Marion is knocking on the door of extending this drive and potentially opening up a 2-score lead.
Well, it looks like that they're going to stay in that gun with Toby Michael taking the snap. So I'd be looking QB power here again from the Huskies. That's what they've ran the first 2 plays out of this formation. On this 4th and short, I see no reason to venture out of that if you're North Marion. So they got 2 H-backs to this right-hand side here.
Trying to get them to jump off. They're not going to bite, at least not for now. At 5. And there is that QB power. It's a first down and then some. Toby Michael will score. Touchdown, North Marion.
Well, you could kind of see that was coming from their formation. They just lined up those two H-backs to the right, and I would have bet my mortgage that's where that play was going, and that's exactly where it went. And you're right, that North Marion's up 2 scores now.
I will offer this one positive thing, and it might not really come to mean much in this game, but it might next week in a playoff game. For as many kids as Oak Hill is having to play out up front, they didn't bite when North Marion was trying to get him to jump off. That's good discipline.
It is good discipline. Yeah, they didn't give them a free first down. They made it earn them. But unfortunately, they earned it.
Unfortunately, they did. Yes. Hey, I'm trying to be positive.
Well, I mean, look, the fact is, we mentioned, Braden's out tonight, and with North Marion's size, his size would come in
Yes.
really handy tonight. So he's unavailable to you. You got Jeremy Lewis and Tyler Kincaid who are in there fighting, doing their best, but they're frankly undersized against what North Marion has up front, and it's showing.
Yeah. Not to mention, again, North Marion is 8-1 for a reason.
Yeah, their only loss this year is to the number 3 ranked team in AAA. That's Fairmont Senior.
In overtime at that.
Yeah, that's their county rival up there. So that's their only loss this year. So they're going to be a team to be reckoned with once the playoffs start next week in AAA.
Williams kicks it off for the Huskies.
This will be Cooper Williams, their kicker, 5'10", 160-pound junior for the Huskies, doing the kickoff.
That's an arcing one and going to be fielded.
I have no idea how that ball stayed in bounds.
Me neither.
It looked like for all the world that was going to go out of bounds. And
I kept waiting for it too.
Yeah, Kate Compton let it go, thinking that was going to go out of bounds. I thought it would too, and unfortunately it stayed in bounds, and Oak Hill takes over at their own 15-yard line here.
15-yard line.
So with 11:49 to go until halftime, Oak Hill takes over at their own 15-yard line.
They had a couple nice little runs with Cade Compton there, and then the interception that went through Z. Lewis's hands stymied that drive. So let's see if they can get something going here on their third drive.
Let's see. Huskies in that 3-man front once again.
Now they go to a 5-man front very quickly.
And there's a flag on the field. We'll see what for.
I think we're going to get an offsides on North Marion. I think they shifted a little too aggressively, came offsides, gives Oak Hill a free 5.
I was going to say, why are the chains moving? There's no need. Just the down marker.
They do it again. They shift from that 3-man to a 5-man front.
Antoine's going to keep it. He's going to get it out to the 25, first down, and then some will be going into his own bench out into the 40-yard line.
Picked up a nice little block out there on the edge from Caleb Compton. That's the block that was able to spring him. So nice job from Caleb that time. The junior out there from his wide receiver position gave his quarterback a little lane out there. Good job.
We're going to rule that out at the 36. So it will be a first down regardless for Oak Hill.
I like the call, too, because all we've seen so far is, inside gives into the interior. I like pulling it out of his gut and letting Antoine keep it, giving North Marion something else they have to defend there.
I'm with you.
Nice play call.
2 back set once again, 2 receivers to our near side. Antoine rolling around, trying to find space to get out of it. He will get out of it, but he won't get out of it for long. That's big number 75 that's Gavin Floyd once again for the Huskies.
I actually thought initially the protection wasn't bad. I think Antoine was seeing the rush more so than what he's seen going on downfield, and he tucked it kind of early, and that time just had to eat it.
Going to make a second down and 15. That ball rests at the 31-yard line.
A lot of confusion out there for Oak Hills trying to get lined up.
7 seconds on the play clock, and a timeout for sure taken here.
Well, again, you see, Isaiah Settle, who hasn't played that much, a freshman being thrown into action because Jagger Knox went out with an injury. Carson Treadway, who usually mans one of those receiver spots, he's unavailable tonight. So, again, you're just throwing some kids in there that haven't gotten a lot of time this year, and you're seeing that, come into play, getting lined up. And you can see there was a lot of confusion that time for Oak Hill.
129 Central Avenue, Oak Hill, West Virginia. Changing our community one cup at a time.
Because we'd be remiss if we didn't take some opportunity to congratulate the girls soccer team on their state semifinal win last night and wish them the best of luck tomorrow in the state championship game against Oak Hill's likely football playoff opponent, George Washington.
Yeah, absolutely. That was an exciting game. Went into overtime. Bella Holly had a hat trick and was able to get the game-winning goal in overtime. So, yeah, I'm tickled to death for those girls, and hope a lot of the community can head over to Beckley. It's a short drive tomorrow and cheer on the Red Devils and see if we can get a state title to bring home. That'd be great.
That'd be great. And how about that for Oak Hill's first ever appearance in the state tournament in the girls side of things?
Absolutely.
Making the state championship game.
Yeah, fantastic year for those young ladies.
Back to American football now. Again in that two-back set. Snap is a little high. Antoine will get it off. That pass is caught by Z. He's going to scoot out of bounds. It'll be a third and fairly manageable for Oak Hill. Look, I believe 3rd and 4.
Yeah, Antoine just found Z. Looked like North Marion had dropped into a zone. Z ran around 7-8 yards to set down, gave his quarterback a target. Antoine put it on him. So, yeah, that puts him at least in a 3rd and manageable after being in a 2nd and long. So, nice little play that time for Oak Hill. Good protection that time as North Marion looked like they brought 4 men that time, but Oak Hill was able to pick up that pass rush.
3rd down and 4 from the 42.
Again, they shifted that 5-man front here.
Antoine drops to throw. He's going downfield. That pass is incomplete. Looked like he was going for Isaiah Settle there.
Really good coverage on there from Tristan Music. He had man coverage that time with Isaiah Settle. Unfortunately, Music was with him step for step. Maybe if he puts that ball on his outside shoulder to the left. But, that's a tough throw for a high school quarterback to have to place it that precisely when the coverage is that good. So I can't really fault Antoine too much for that.
No.
That's more really just good pass coverage from Music.
So it sets up a 4th and 4 now, still from the 42.
Looks like they're going to roll the dice and keep their offense on the field here, already down 2 scores.
4th down and 4 for the Red Devils.
See if North Marion tries to light him up with a blitz here.
They're showing pressure, and they're in that 5-man front again.
Trying to screen again.
That pass is caught. That's going to be a 1st down out for the 50. That was Compton on the reception. He's going to move the sticks for Oak Hill.
So that's a couple times they've run a little middle screen, and they've been able to pick up a 1st down. Good call. Nice job for Antoine to keep his poise in the face of that pressure and get it out to Cade. Again, that was a little low, but Cade was able to get down and catch it with his hands and move the sticks for Oak Hill. Nice conversion.
Red Devil 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'd have to imagine Oak Hill's 3rd down conversion percentage is pretty darn good.
Well, they've picked up a couple 3rd downs. That time they picked up a 4th down. So here comes Andreas Johnson, number 9. He's checking into the game. Again, as Oak Hill keeps dipping into that bench. Well, he's gotten some clock this year on defense, but not a ton on offense. As he's down here at the bottom of your screen at a split end.
Trying to sweep with Isaiah Settle. Settle's going to lose about a yard or 2. And he'll make a 2nd down and long for Oak Hill.
Big hit that time from Colby Van Gilder, a 5'9", 150-pound junior for North Marion. Yeah, they tried to run Isaiah Settle on a little jet sweep that time, and Huskies were all over it. But again, a lot of times they'll run that with Carson Treadway. And I've said before, I think Carson is Oak Hill's most dynamic player with the ball in his hands. And not to belabor the point, but you're relying on kids that you didn't think you were going to have to rely on.
Second down and 11 for the Red Devils. They'll bring Settle in motion once again. They'll fake the screen and hand it off to Compton, who's going to get a couple of yards there to make it 3rd down and long, but better than 3rd down and really long.
So I like the play call. They showed the same action previously, then they faked that jet sweep action and then handed it to Cade in the interior. They didn't get a ton, but I like the idea of building off that previous play call anyway. But again, they've already went for it on 1 4th down, so it's a play Devon Marion thinks he can call on a 2nd and long.
No, he's probably set himself
He's setting himself up for the next 2 plays.
Right. 2 receivers down to our near side, 1 out to the far side. Antoine drops to throw. That pass is caught. Is that Settle once again?
That was Settle, and he had the 1st down, and he came backwards. It's a teaching moment for the young freshman. But again, that time North Marion just brought 3, and they dropped 8 into coverage. But Antoine was able to find Isaiah Settle out there right at the sticks. That's unfortunately going to bring up a 4th and short when it could have been a 1st down because he caught it right at the sticks and gave up a little ground. And that's something that when he comes to the sidelines, you go, hey, young man, find those sticks, get across them, let's keep the drive alive.
Right,
we don't need you to be Tavon Austin.
No, we're keeping that ball going north.
Yeah, let's go north-south with it. So they're going with a 5-man front now across that line of scrimmage.
Antoine will keep it himself, and he did not get it.
Yeah. And again, it's just little things, Lucas. Little things add up. The false start down here that negated the touchdown, catching the ball for a 1st down, then going backwards. At the time, it feels like a little mistake, but they add up. Oak Hill shouldn't have been in a 4th and short situation. And look, like I said, we're talking about a freshman who hasn't played much. He'll learn. I'm not picking on Isaiah Settle. He will learn. But it's just little mistakes that you can't make against really good football teams like we're facing here tonight.
North Marion in a stack formation to either side. And a whistle on the field. And that's the 3rd and final timeout of the half taken by Devon Marion with 6:58 to go in said half.
Yeah, and again, it looks like there was some confusion as Jeremy Lewis ran off very late. I'm not sure he should have. But again, when you're dipping into your bench like that, you're going to see some confusion like that, and unfortunately, it's rearing its ugly head for Oak Hill.
The Oak Hill High School Band Boosters are selling raffle tickets for a full day of whitewater rafting, Ace, and 2 full-day passes to Ace's Water Park. It's $5 per ticket, or 5 for 20. Purchase your ticket. Booster tables by the concession stand before the 4th quarter.
And Lucas, we're seeing another freshman who checked into the game for Oak Hill, number 66, Mason Morgan. So, you got Caden Morrison there at a linebacker, Mason Morgan, Riley Biggs. I mean, you got some babies out there.
You do.
You got some babies who haven't played much this year. And you're breaking them in against a really tough opponent.
Snap is back. It's a handoff. And say what you will, Chris, those kids were on it.
Well, that's the first time Oak Hill's really got penetration, and that was Derek Sullivan, who I thought had a nice game against Beckley last week. He got penetration several times. And Big Derek was finally able to get some penetration here tonight, get a TFL as he's playing his last game here at John P. Duda Stadium as a senior, too. Derek's had a really good career. He's been a good football player. He's going to be hard to replace for the Devils.
Capping off a home season in which he won Homecoming King.
Yeah, Homecoming King Derek Sullivan. That's right. And they're going empty set. They haven't shown this here yet.
Dropping the throw. Being flushed out of the pocket. Crossing the 50. I think he got it. I think Cole Morris got that 1st down.
Yeah, he showed his wheels that time as they went empty for the first time here tonight. But Cole Morris got flushed and showed his wheels. I thought they were at the top of the screen. I thought I saw maybe a little bit of a block in the back that they didn't call. Maybe I'm being picky, but they kept their flag in the pocket. That's going to move the sticks for North Marion.
And again, they're in an empty set. 3 receivers.
Oak Hill giving these wideouts a lot of cushion here as they motion a man into the backfield.
That's a handoff. That's going to Cyrus Collins. Collins is going to get a couple there on 1st down.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good discipline from James Ludwig from his defensive end position. He he kind of stayed home and waited on that cutback, and he was able to hold that to a fairly short gain. So nice job from another senior for Oak Hill, James Ludwig. And he's going to be close to a first down, but just missed it. That's going to bring up a 3rd and short for North Marion. As again, it looks like North Marion's bringing in maybe a heavier package. And it looks like they're going to have Michael at that QB position, again, taking a direct snap. This is what they scored a touchdown on earlier, so they have those 2 H-backs here on the right. Let's see if they try to run behind those 2 kids again that went for a TD earlier in the game.
No, they're going to hand the ball off. Poindexter takes it. He's going to get a first down, though.
They handed the ball off. They did follow those 2 H-backs over on that right-hand side, but you're right, they didn't go QB power that time. Handed it to Poindexter, and that's going to move the sticks for the Huskies.
You've got our Charleston Bureau, a.k.a. Darren, showing us his 13-0 George Washington over Beckley, and that might be important in terms of Oak Hill's seeding and opponents next week.
So I'm hearing that regardless of what happens, it's probably going to be Oak Hill GW. I'm not going to stake my life to that, but I'm hearing that's going to probably be our matchup next week.
That math is a little too rich for me.
Yeah, me too.
Poindexter will take it. He'll get to the outside. He'll get near a first down before his camp is out of bounds.
Yeah, just a little sweep that time with Poindexter. I couldn't tell if that was a design sweep or maybe that was a zone read between Poindexter and Toby Michael, but regardless, Poindexter with a nice 8-yard carry over there to the right. Again, we're going with this 2 H-backs here lined up on the right behind the right tackle. And Michael is going to take this direct snap at QB.
You'll keep it. No, it's a pass, and that's incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, and they had that set up really nicely because when they've been showing that, I mean, it's just been that's a run-heavy set.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a great play call, and just to drop past that time, and the North Marion coaches up here with us were slamming their hand on the table, and I don't blame them because they knew that they had that set up perfectly. But you can have the perfect play call, you still have to execute it.
Exactly.
You still have to execute the play calls. So
I'll throw another word that you and I remember you using a lot last year. They broke a tendency there.
they broke a tendency. Yeah, absolutely. It was a good play call. Well, this time they're lining up
With a whole host of players in the backfield. They're going to run it to the near side now, cutting it back upfield and getting near the first down, but not there, forcing a 4th down.
So that was just really kind of a student body left that time, and I want to give credit to the freshman, number 66, Mason Morgan, because he's the one that really got penetration and caused Michael to break his path and have to cut that ball upfield. It's a nice job that time from the freshman, getting his first serious playing time this year. He didn't make the tackle, but he made the play that time for Oak Hill.
That's a play I haven't heard. Have a student body left.
That's
one I have not heard in ages.
Well, when I used to play Bill Walsh College football, for those of that generation, that was one of the plays. Student body left, student body right. Or as my friend Dan Boggs used to say, Studley body left and Studley body right.
Timeout taken here. It almost had to have been North Marion because Oak Hill doesn't have any more. With 3:12 to go in the half.
Yes, North Marion here with a 3rd and short. Obviously 2-down territory, especially with that.
It's a measurement.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that makes.
Yeah.
I did not see the controversy in where the ball was spotted. I didn't see the referee ask for it, but it is going to be a measurement. One of the few they actually do in high school anymore. And this is the old-fashioned measurement, not the NFL measurement where they show you the digital AI thing. And I think he's short. He is short.
Just short.
Do you recall the game? I think it was the Cowboys and the Raiders, where they actually stuck an index card down there.
I do not. No, that's. It seems like I've seen that before, but I don't recall that particular game. So here's what I would do if I was Oak Hill. I would line 25 guys up on the defensive line and just see if the refs catch it.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
But I would put 25 guys across the front here and take my chances with the refs.
Honestly,
That's what I would do.
not a bad plan. Not a bad plan.
See how well they can count.
We don't have 25 guys left right.
We're ready for go, and
I smell a QB sneak.
I'm
Lucas.
with you. You called it, and that's going to be a first down for the Huskies.
Yeah, just not a lot you can do there.
I think everyone in Fayette County knew it was coming.
Yeah, they did. They weren't too secretive about it, and that's that's a nice luxury to have when you can just burrow behind those big linemen and get a few yards on a QB sneak and keep the drive alive here, because they're now in the Oak Hill red zone at the 19. And they went back to Cole Morris here at the quarterback in a pistol formation with Michael right behind him. Or Poindexter, excuse me.
Poindexter's going to take that pitch. He's going to get out of the tackle and cut back a field, but he will be brought down.
Nice job by Caden Morris from his linebacker position. But again, James Ludwig made the play. That's one of my favorite phrases, made the play but not made the tackle.
Right.
He's not going to get his name in the box score. He really is the one who made the play. Then Caden Morris gets his name in the box score from his linebacker position. But that's a really nice job from the senior defensive end, Ludwig, to blow that play up.
And that, my friends, is why you can't tell what happened in a football game by reading the box score the next day.
You got to watch NRN, man.
Morris will keep it himself. He'll get across the 15 near the 14-yard line. He'll get that penalty, the lost yardage back, and then some.
Yeah, again, they just went QB power that time. Now, Morris isn't the guy that they usually like to run QB power with. He's more their passing quarterback. When they go QB power, it's usually Toby Michael. So, again, they broke a tendency that time. It got good yardage on it.
Handoff going once again to Michael. He's not going to get that much. He'll set himself up for a fourth down here.
Nice play by Derek Sullivan. Again, that time he was able to shed his block, get good penetration. So now you have a fourth and medium. This is decision time for North Marion. I'm not sure what their kicking game looks like.
I'm not either, but they took a timeout to think about it.
Yeah, they took a timeout to think about it here.
That would kind of lead you to believe they're going to go for it.
Yeah, probably. Probably want to get their best play dialed up here and try to go up 3 scores with a minute 21 left here in the first half.
This time out, brought to you by Love Chiropractic and Holistic Living. Pediatric treatments, performance and pain. 304-929-LOV. And Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti, proud supporter of Oak Hill High School football.
We also wanted to send our best wishes in the playoffs next week to our friends in Fayette County, Midland Trail, and Meta Bridge having a heck of a football season. I don't know what the Meta Bridge score is, but the last I saw, Trail was up 14-zip on Lincoln County.
Yeah, Trail's probably going to get a win tonight. They're in the regular season at 9-1. They're going to host a playoff game. They've had a really nice season over in Hico.
They really have.
Really experienced team. 20 seniors over there, and
goodness,
happy for those kids over there. They've had a really good season. And, get to host a playoff game, which doesn't happen a ton at Hico. So
I was going to say, will that game actually be in Hico?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't have the answer to that. Darren says that will be in Hico, so good for the kids over there.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's see, you got an H-back over here lined up right behind the tackle. You have another one over here on the wing to the right.
And fooled everyone in the press box as Michael's going to score.
I tell you what, that was a really nice fake. They faked the sweep to the left-hand side, and Michael really, the quarterback that time, really sold it.
He did.
Really sold that fake. And a really nice play call that time from North Marion. Because they caught Oak Hill biting on that fake to the left-hand side, and Michael was able to sneak out to the right. But he did a really nice – a lot of times with fakes like that, you get in a hurry.
Yeah.
You get in a hurry. Michael didn't get in a hurry. He kept that ball on his hip. He really sold that fake handoff that time and then found space out there to the right.
So that's going to mark it short. He didn't score. He'll be out at about the 2 or the 1 yard line, 2 yard line. It's a first and goal from the 2, a minute 17 to go in the half.
Yeah.
And I think Poindexter short again, so that will be second down from the 1.
Yeah, Derek Sullivan again was in there on that play. He's bowed up here in the last few plays and gotten good penetration, did that time again, but he's going to have to do it 3 more times as we have a second and goal inside the 2 yard line here.
We are also inside a minute in the half. Down to 50 seconds now.
I'd look QB power here.
They're putting all their bodies to the right side.
Here it comes.
They're going to follow it, and they're going to score. Touchdown, Huskies.
Lucas, they do a really good job of executing what they do. They don't try to hide what they're doing.
No.
When you saw those 2 kids slide over to the right as an H-back, you know what's coming. I think everybody in the stadium knew what's coming, but the way you move the football is you either break a tendency to fool the defense or you do what you do well. You execute it at an elite level. North Marion executes what they do at an elite level. I'm really impressed with them. They're a good football team.
I'll go one further on that, Chris, is where the extra point is up, and it is good. You look at Darren Hayes in his 17th season.
Yeah.
They built a program there. It's a program that knows what, like you said, they know what they're going to do, and they don't care what you do because they know they're going to do it better than what you can do.
Yeah, that's a really good point. If you have confidence in what you're doing, and I think they do, you don't have to get too cute with,
No.
formationally or with motion. You just line up and you say, this is what's coming. If you're good enough, you'll stop it. And, if you look at their record, there hasn't been a lot of teams good enough to stop it.
And it really hasn't been, no. And not to mention, again, that's a 3-18. They're going to, assuming they hold on to win this game in the second, that doesn't change completely. That's a quad A win for them. They're going to relish a chance to get a quad A win.
Yeah, and they're going to be a problem in the playoffs. If you look at that AAA class, Princeton, Bridgeport, Fairmont, North Marion, those top 4, I mean, those are some really strong teams. We've seen Princeton earlier this year. We know what they can do. We're seeing North Marion now. Of course, Bridgeport, I'm not so sure Bridgeport wasn't the best team in the state regardless of class last year.
I'd have to agree.
So I still think they might be the team to beat in that class, but that's a strong AAA class up top.
As that kick will be on the ground and just falling upon.
Number 19, Peyton Holstein, a 5'10", 122-pound sophomore. Nice job of falling on it, not letting it get away from him. Sorry, there's Oak Hill with 33 seconds left. Not a lot of time here. See if they can get something going with not a lot of time to do it.
As good as Bridgeport football has been, in whatever class they're in, they're the team to beat until proven otherwise, as far as I'm concerned.
They got a great just a great sports program up there. Not just a football program. They just have a great sports program up there in Bridgeport.
So we'll see what Oak Hill wants to do here with 33.1 seconds in the half.
Looks like North Marion's going with 2 safeties back here too, Lucas. They want to try to keep everything in front of them.
And Antoine will simply knee it.
Sorry.
And Oak Hill will take this thing to the half.
And I don't blame them, frankly.
I don't either. I don't. No.
Just go in there and regroup. That was a rough first half. Go regroup. You don't need to take any chances in this pouring rain.
No.
With a wet football, and maybe you have another turnover. So.
No, I can't blame them. They had no timeouts. If something did happen down the field, you'd be really pressing anyway. Just go ahead and take it to the half and come back in the second half and try to mount a heck of a comeback. That's the 2 and 1 second tick off our clock. That is halftime. We'll come back for the second half on the New River Network right after this.
Bang in the land, the Oak Hill High School Marching Red Devils, led by Director Travis Myers and Assistant Director Derek Crawford. The Oak Hill High School Marching Red Devils would like to thank the following sponsors for their various sponsorships to the brand this year. Oak Hill McDonald's, Accept Chance, El Banditos, Steve Auto Parts, Grocers, Mount Hope Regional Bank, Lavanda Painter, Young Life, Billy's Chili, Morris Greenhouse, Action Printing, Chris Gross Chiropractic, National Bank, Cafe 110, Quality Inn Accolades, J.B. Enterprises, Mount Dance Inc., Designs by Marvin James, Raleigh General Hospital, Hamilton Community Bank, Canyon Run Rotary Club Plant District, Mountain Vending, J&S Hydraulics, Pinnacle Chiropractic, Sophia Sops Garden, Ace, Cathedral Cafe, Ackley Orthodontics, Fire Creek Barbecue and Steaks, Fayetteville Dairy Queen, and Domino's in Oak Hill. Field Commanders Ava Pomeroy and Jaden Mullins. Is your band ready? High School Marching Red Devils. We give our seniors one more round of applause. sure to support the Oak Hill Marching Red Devils by buying a raffle ticket at the concession stand. Draw will be at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Scores from across the Mountain State for you this evening.
Welcome back in. It is halftime here at John P. Dewey Stadium. I'm not saying the whole name of the field. All due respect to Coach Mason. But we are at the intermission. It is 21-0. North Marion up on Oak Hill. And Chris, more players are out for Oak Hill. We just got that news. And tough sledding again for the Red Devils. And again, I'll drive the point home. Tough sledding against a really, really darn good football team in North Marion.
Well, even at full strength, this was going to be a really tough game, and Oak Hill didn't come into the game at full strength, and they're not going to enter the second half at full strength. Looks like Jacker Knox is going to be out for the second half. The starting center, Tyler Kincaid, looks like he's going to be out for the second half. Tyler was also getting, snaps on the defensive line. Jacker was getting to play two ways. So, I've mentioned that several times this year. The first couple of years under Devon Marion, Oak Hill had pretty good luck with injuries.
Yeah.
But injuries, it's a freak thing. And, the luck has run out a little bit here with injuries for Oak Hill this year. And it just seems like every week you're seeing a new kid go down.
And as if that wasn't bad, the weather has now deteriorated noticeably since we ended the first half.
Yeah, the rain's coming down. You're down 21-0. This is it's tough. And you got kids going out, and this is when it's easy to start hanging your head. So Oak Hill's in a tough spot right here in the weather with, getting beat by a really good football team and seeing some more starters go down. So this is where you just got to buckle up and go out there and show some heart.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you can do.
I keep thinking back to something these kids may have learned in class, the pamphlet Common Sense. These are the times that try men's souls. That's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of this.
Yeah.
Whether that shows a history buff in me or not, I don't know, but it's what comes to mind when you're thinking of a situation like this.
Yeah, I don't know if Devon Marion was quoting Thomas Paine in the locker room.
No.
But if he was, he's a very well-read man. It might have went over the kid's head. But no, you're...
For those who hadn't got to that grade yet, maybe. But...
Yeah. No, you just... for Oak Hill, they're in a tough spot right here. They're going to make the playoffs. They're more than likely against George Washington next week. And, I think if I'm trying to play coach, I've never been a football coach in my life, but if I'm trying to play coach, you get through this second half and whatever happens, happens. But to me, my message is our record now is 0-0.
Yeah.
0-0. It's 0-0. Next week's a new season. We get Braden Knight back next week. Hopefully you get Carson Treadway back next week. You get a couple of kids, and, you go from there.
I'm really surprised you haven't coached football at any level. As much as I've learned a lot from you doing this, I'm really surprised you haven't gotten out there and tried to teach the next generation of this game. I really am.
I'm really not. I'm not built for coaching. I don't have the patience for it. I have coached.
Yes, you do. You haven't chewed me out yet.
I have coached some little bit of bitty buddy basketball and coached some softball, and I like doing this a lot better than I like coaching because when the kids don't do what I say, I kind of tend to lose my mind a little bit. So I like to sit up here and second guess coaches. I like to do that much better than having people second guess me.
That's it, folks. I'm signing off as now the Chris Rader Coaching Academy for the second half. All right. North Marion's going to get the ball to begin the second half.
Yeah, and in this weather with this lead, if the ball goes up in the air at all, I'll be a little surprised.
I will too, and we might start a riot.
Yeah.
Ball is in the air. It'll be fielded. No, it will not. And then I'll go into the end zone.
Drew Wingrove, he's a senior as well. This is his first and only year as Oak Hill's kicker, being on the football team. And he's had a nice year. He's put several in the end zone for Oak Hill this year. And from what I understand, he's a really good soccer player. He was a team captain this year for the soccer team. So nice job from that kid this year for Oak Hill. Hopefully they can replace him with another kid who can put it in the end zone, just like he's done several times this year.
We hope so. For all the special teams have been an issue for Oak Hill, they've been really fortunate to have really good kickers in the time that we've been doing this together.
And I want to segue into something here in a minute. I want to recognize a couple kids whose careers are continuing collegiately. I'm glad you mentioned that. As Oak Hill, they're going, looks like a 5-man front here against this North Marion staunch offensive line. They have 2 wings over here, 2 H-backs over here to the left.
Handoff will go to the opposite side. That's Poindexter. He's going to run for a little bit out from the 40.
So, you know, when they line up those 2 H-backs, sometimes they'll keep them at home and they'll just run right behind them. And other times they'll pull them across the formation. And that's what they did that time. They pull them across the formation, kick out and in, line blocks down. That's old school football, but, man, it is effective when you run it right. And North Marion does a really nice job up front. It's just power football right there.
Quarterback under center once again. Handoff going once again. It's like that's Poindexter. He will fight out of a tackle and cross the 50 to the 45, to the 40, across the 40. Another first down for the Huskies.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is, Luke Endicott had him for a short gain, and Oak Hill just isn't making the plays available to them. You know, we had a touchdown callback. We had a drop pass that went for an interception. We had a first down, and the kid ran backwards, and all that adds up. And if you don't make the plays that are available to you, you end up with scores like this. But it's just little things that keep adding up.
Again, a crowded backfield for the Huskies.
Yeah, going with those 2 H-backs here.
Quarterback will keep it. Looked like that was Toby Michael again.
Yeah, and I think that's just a zone read that time. We saw Michael in the first half hand that ball off to Poindexter. That time he decided to keep it. Kate Compton was able to get the tackle. Still got about 5 yards off of it. But North Marion, even though, you know, you think of offenses that throw the ball that give you a lot to prepare for, but in their run game, they give you a lot of different looks and a lot of different blocking schemes to prepare for. They have a sophisticated run game.
Say nothing of the fact that anyone can carry it back there.
Yeah, and they will do different things up front too.
Handoff going once again. And Oak Hill's all over it that time.
Yeah, it's a better job from the defensive line that time. They were able to stand up, get good penetration, and keep him from getting anything.
And again, to play meteorologist, the rain continues to pour here.
It is. I mean, it's
at John P.
just
Duda.
coming down in buckets right now.
It really is.
Third down and 5.
This is where I'd like to thank Darren McGuffin for letting me announce games in a warm, dry booth. And again, Lucas, they're going to go with the wing on either side here. Student body left again.
That's effective. It's going to result in a touchdown for North Marion.
There's just nothing fancy at all about that. I mean, that's a QB sweep. Looks like we have Mason Morgan, the freshman who had checked in, number 66. He's slow getting up. As you know, Oak Hill's just a mash unit at this point, and they're facing a really physical football team as it is, and just a tough night out here. But yeah, no, there's nothing fancy about that. That's,
No.
I mean, that's old school football. That kind of football's been around, you know, since
Amos Alonzo
since
Stagg.
Amos. I was going to say since Rutgers played the first game in 1869, they were running that play.
Yeah.
So, and North Marion again, just very effective doing it. So I want to, you mentioned we've seen good kickers. That brings me to a segue as North Marion's kicking the extra point. I want to recognize a couple of kids who are former Oak Hill players who are continuing their career at Fairmont State and who are having fantastic years. One is Leonard Farrow. Leonard was an all-state running back here. I think he graduated in 2019. That was his last year playing. Maybe graduated in 2020. But anyway, Leonard right now has got over 1,300 yards rushing. He's third in the country in Division II in rushing. He's top 5 in yards per game. He's top 5 in yards per carry. He's having the kind of year that should get him some type of Division II All-American recognition. He's having a fantastic season. And then Ethan Vargo Thomas. You mentioned we've seen good kickers. Ethan Vargo Thomas was a standout kicker and punter here at Oak Hill, and he's continuing that at Fairmont as well. Ethan right now is leading the Mountain East Conference. He's averaging over 45 yards a punt. That would place him second in the country. The only problem is you have to, in college football, to be placed nationally, you have to average 3.5 punts a game. And right now, Ethan has 28 punts in 9 games, so he's just a handful of punts from being recognized, being ranked second nationally in the country. But he's averaging 45 yards a punt, which is well above the next kid in the Mountain East Conference. So I want to recognize 2 local kids who are having really good college football seasons this year.
That's a shame that he probably won't get that recognition because his offense is good.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it is what it is, and the problem is if he gets more punts, it probably hurts Leonard's numbers a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, but both of the, regardless whether he gets to play second nationally or not, he's should be the Mountain East All-Conference punter.
I should think.
Leonard's absolutely going to be an All-Conference running back, if not the Player of the Year. He's got to be in the Conference Player of the Year running, and he should get some type of All-American recognition, I would think.
And that kick's going to go toward the end line. It will be fielded and recovered.
Yeah, we got some young kids out there, Lucas, and it's just lack of recognition.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's just lack of recognition about what's going on out there. Somebody's got to take the onus to jump on that and fall on it and realize that's a live ball once it goes past 10 yards. And again, man, it's teachable, coachable moments for young kids. And
exactly.
In the future they'll know better, but it just adds to the misery here tonight, unfortunately.
It stings tonight. It might be important in a couple of years.
Yeah.
So now out come the Huskies again. And that's going to be a keeper from Poindexter, or a handoff to Poindexter, rather. He's going to go once again to the 10, to the 5, the end zone. And just like that, it's 34-0.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's definitely gotten away from Oak Hill.
Don't say it, DJ. Don't say it, DJ. Number 13, Ryan Poindexter on the touchdown run.
Again, you just, if you're looking out there and you're seeing kids that just haven't played much this year, and playing against one of the best teams in the state and learning a hard lesson.
Will sound like a broken record, but my goodness if it isn't true. North Marion kicking up here. It's Cooper Williams back there. And his kick is up. His kick is good. And it's 35-0. 8:45 to go in quarter number 3.
In better news, Lucas, Midland Trail is up 52-0.
That escalated quickly.
Over Lincoln County. So we were talking about them earlier. So they're rolling over there in Hico. It looks like they're going to at least keep their number 7 seed. I guess they could move up to number 6. I haven't looked at the standings that closely, but.
Well, here's the thing. We shouldn't take that long to know because we'll probably have those playoff matchups tonight. But by the time we wake up tomorrow, we'll probably know.
You might be right. I want to say traditionally they come out on Sunday, but don't hold me to that.
Well, the matchups might be known by the time we get out of tonight, but we may not have the schedule until Sunday when the coaches meet and get together.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
And Chris, as this kick is fielded.
That was Riley Biggs. He's a freshman, and
he's still going.
Still going. I think I like him. I like the little bit I've seen out of Riley Biggs this year. I think he can be a good player for Oak Hill. He's got good size. He's a 5'9", 189-pound freshman, so he's got some room to grow. If you've ever seen his dad's a big old dude, Kevin Biggs, who was a really good football player at Mount Hope. So I think Riley's got a chance to be a good football player here at Oak Hill.
We have entered into the running clock territory. We are running that game clock no matter what. So we'll be out of here in about 20 minutes or so.
Oak Hill, 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
And Lucas, when I was recognizing the seniors earlier, unfortunately, the seniors graduating, that's really going to hit in the offensive line.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about that before the game.
Yeah, all 5 starters for Oak Hill this year are all graduating across that offensive line. So Oak Hill's going to be babies next year up front, as Darren showed me a score 42-0 George Washington over
Goodness
Beckley.
gracious.
I frankly thought that'd be a little bit better game than that.
I did too.
That surprises me. I didn't see that coming. GW winning doesn't surprise me. 42-0.
That does. Yeah, I kind of felt like it'd be a little closer.
Yeah, I was more impressed with Beckley last week than what they're showing. So, and again, we've mentioned that's probably going to be Oak Hill's playoff opponent next week in Charleston. So, buckle up.
Let me posit a theory for you. And I'm not claiming to know this as fact. I'm just offering a potential explanation. We all talked about how much Beckley wanted that game last week. Could it just be as simple as a letdown?
It could be. I mean, as Kate Compton has a decent game right there. Possibly, maybe Beckley was putting all their eggs in the Oak Hill basket. Maybe GW is that good.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out next week.
I guess we'll find out together if Oak Hill goes down there. But, yeah, I didn't see that score coming. That one surprises me a little bit.
We didn't have a score, but we also want to mention our other Fayette County school, Meta Bridge, playing a school from Virginia today. Don't have a score for that one, but we wish Meta Bridge all the luck in the world.
Yeah, we were mentioning earlier. So all 3 Fayette County schools are going to make the playoffs this year. Really happy for Meta Bridge as well. They have a running back down there named Caden Sims.
Kid's good.
Who was really supposed to be a stud. I haven't got the chance to see him play.
As Antoine's going to try to turn it back on the field and then just fall down at about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, had nothing going that time outside. Tried to cut it back, and there was nothing going there either as the North Marion domination continues here.
Third down and 14 for the Red Devils. Their own 26-yard line.
And again, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that the girls' soccer team is playing in the state championship game tomorrow ahead of this next play. Over in Beckley, as the play clock is down to 5, 4, 3, 2, and a timeout will be taken here by Oak Hill. To finish my point, if you're not doing anything tomorrow afternoon around 1 o'clock, I would encourage you to head on over to the Paul Klein Memorial Youth Soccer Complex, because Oak Hill will be playing George Washington for all the marbles in the girls' soccer tournament.
Yeah, I was thinking earlier today if they could win that. I was trying to think when the last team state championship was for Oak Hill. I'm wondering if it was track and field. I'm not going to. Seems like to me they won in track. I'd have to look it up. I don't want to. I thought they wanted.
The last I can remember is the basketball team that went back-to-back in 2010 and 11.
I remember that. I'm wanting to say that between that they won a track and field state championship, but that's just going by memory, and I could be wrong on that. But I definitely remember the back-to-back 2010, 2011 teams for Oak Hill. But, yeah, so I'm really thinking good thoughts for the girls over there, and hope a lot of people can go over and support them tomorrow. Just a short trip over in Beckley. And
in what should be decidedly better weather.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think you'll have to sit in this.
No.
This is supposed to pass through. So Antoine Hicks brings his team to the line. Lucas got a lot of kids in there. Peyton Holstein, Isaiah Settle. We haven't got to play a lot. You got Landon Claney at a right tackle here.
Antoine will put that ball in the air. It is going to be incomplete. I thought for sure that was going to get picked off, but it falls to the ground harmlessly.
Yeah, I mean, and I like the idea. You got man coverage out there. Just take a shot with one-on-one coverage. He just threw a jump ball.
And another Oak Hill player goes down.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I think that's Antoine. Yes, it is.
Well, we can not afford to lose him. Yeah, but you're right. That is Antoine, and Lucas, it's to the point. If you look at Oak Hill sidelines, there's not a lot of kids on the sidelines.
There's really not.
I mean,
no.
This goes to show you just how what kind of season this has been for Oak Hill, there's not a whole lot more kids on the sidelines than there are in the field at this point.
There really aren't. No, I mean yeah, it's not us up here saying, oh, well, it's tough. It's a fact.
It's I mean, you can't get around it when you're looking down there and you see just the few kids that Oak Hill has out there. So Antoine's going to have to come out for at least one play, and I would think that would be Luke Endicott, but it looks like that Caleb Spike was. I'm wondering if Luke Endicott's out as well, number 2, who was the starter to begin the season, because it looks like that Caleb Spike, a freshman, is going to go out there and take the snap for Oak Hill with Antoine going out.
Also, point of correction, they talked about stopping or rolling the clock. They have not done that. So it is 5:35 on our third quarter game clock.
So 4th and long here for Oak Hill. Down 35-0. Yeah, just a terrible night. I hate this has to be the last night for the seniors. Because frankly, they've had a better career than that.
Yes, they have.
The seniors here they've been a part of some really good football teams here at Oak Hill.
It's a shame their last memory
back-to-back playoff appearances. That they're going to go to their 3rd straight this year. It is a shame that this has to be their last game here at John P. Duda Stadium, as it looks like they're going to bring Andrew Wingrove on to punt here. North Marion is actually not even going to send anybody back right now. Which might not be a bad strategy. Oak Hill's going to fake it to big James Ludwig.
And he's going to barrel near a first down. I think he got it.
That is great effort. And he's, at 35-0, man, you see him coming up, still fired up. He's still ready to play. How many fake punts do you see to a starting tackle?
No, not that I can think of.
I
No,
love it.
Yes.
I love it. I'm actually jealous, man. I told you when he got that fumble recovery against South Charleston last week, he's living my dream. I mean, I was jealous last week seeing him, a couple weeks ago, seeing him take that to the house against South Charleston. Then he takes a fake punt for a first down, and that was all him. He was just bulldozing his way through tackles that time. So great effort from James Ludwig. And he's been a really good player here for Oak Hill. He's had a nice career too, and I think he has a chance to play at the next level if he wants to pursue that. I think he could play somewhere. He's got a really good frame on him. He's got a good physique. And if he got in a college weight program, I think he could be a beast if he gets in a good college weight program, because he's already got a good physique on him as it is. But he's got a frame that can hold more weight and more muscle if he wants to put it on.
4:27 now on the rolling third quarter clock. Second down and long here for Oak Hill.
Looks like Antoine has checked back in, so glad to see he's okay.
High snap, handoff back to Compton, and he's going to get spun down near the original line of scrimmage.
That was actually the freshman Riley Biggs. He got the carry at time number 33. Not a lot going on, as that's been the case against North Marion all night. Just having trouble moving those big guys up front.
We're going to give him a couple more yards than I did, so it'll be 3rd down and 8 for Oak Hill.
Two-back set here with Cade and Riley Biggs.
And with 1 second on the play clock, a timeout will be taken here by Oak Hill. So that should be their second of the half by my count.
So, real quick, I'll talk about Cade Compton for a minute. He's had a rough night. We haven't been able to get anything going on the ground. Coming into the game, I didn't have his exact rushing total, but it was in the neighborhood of 900 yards. So I was hoping he could maybe crack that 1,000-yard barrier tonight. It doesn't look like that's going to happen tonight, but he could still do it possibly next week against George Washington. That's always, a milestone benchmark for running backs. And Cade's had a really good year for Oak Hill, and he's been durable. We've seen a lot of Oak Hill kids go out with injuries. Cade is a running back and a linebacker. You were involved in a lot of collisions when you play those two positions. He's been very durable. He's had a good year on both sides of the ball for Oak Hill. He's just a junior. He's going to be a building block for the team next year, but he had the luxury last year of just being able to play defense. He hasn't had that luxury this year, but he's really held up, and he's had a nice year for Oak Hill.
I'll add to that point here as we get ready for the next play. I'll add after this play. Antoine's back there. Once again in that two-back set, North Marion shifts to a three-man front, but they bring pressure, trying to get a screen out to Andres Johnson, and that's going to be brought down here. It'll be 4th down and long. You mentioned that he's been so durable. He's had to take a bulk of the carries in the second half of the season once Solomon Truman went down. It felt like earlier in the year it was going to be kind of a running back by committee like it was last year. When Solomon goes down, all of a sudden all that load gets put onto Cade, and he's handled it really well.
Yeah, he has. He's had a lot of responsibility this year, and I was joking with him back in the summer, and I said, you better be in shape, because I knew he was going to have to play two ways this year, and he puts in the work in the offseason. It's paid off for him this year, and he's had a really good year from that running back and linebacker position. He came in leading Oak Hill in rushing yards and tackles here tonight.
Snap is back. Antoine fakes. He'll keep it himself. He'll go out of bounds, and that'll be another turnover on downs as North Marion will take over at about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, we've seen Oak Hill run that middle screen with success a couple different times tonight. North Marion was kind of all over at that time, and Antoine just took it out of bounds. And like you said, I think that should be a turnover on downs.
Looks like there was a flag on the field. He was asking North Marion what they wanted to do.
They'll decline that.
Yep. I did not see that flag. I only saw North Marion's coaches doing no, decline.
It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Huskies take over at the Oak Hill 40-yard line.
So across the front, you got Ludwig, Tyler Garrett, James, Derek Sullivan, Riley Biggs, and a 4-man front. Tyler Garrett hasn't got much run on defense this year, but he's being forced to play some line here tonight due to all the injuries.
Poindexter taking the handoff. He's going to go for a little bit to the 30, and he'll be crossing the 25 to the 20-yard line. Get that ball down right at the. No, they're going to walk it back.
We're going to have a flag behind the play too. So let's
yep,
see if this stands. By my memory, and I could be wrong, I think that's the first first penalty tonight on North Marion.
I think you're right.
I don't remember having another flag on the Huskies. And again, that's a sign, of a good, well-coached football team. They just don't make mistakes to hurt themselves. So I think that's the first penalty of the night against North Marion.
I'll say this, and it sounds cliche, but it's true. If you beat North Marion, you're going to have to beat North Marion. They're not going to beat themselves.
No, I agree. You're going to have to come and buckle up your chin straps and beat them. They're a well-coached football team and really solid in all phases. I really like them up front. They got some horses up front, and they've controlled the line of scrimmage against Oak Hill all night.
We'll see if it's just me who thinks that this. When you play a team that's particularly out of your class, right? Obviously, we're not in AAA anymore. As I'll finish this point after the play. Handoff once again. And they'll get back near the original line of scrimmage and then some. He'll gain about 2 yards from the original line of scrimmage. It feels like, for me, we're Quad A. You beat a AAA team. You kind of pay a little more mind to them in the playoffs. Kind of keep it around the AAA playoffs. Like, I know how good that team is. And I want to see how far they advance.
Well, I think I definitely keep an eye on opponents that Oak Hill has played during the season. So, yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye on North Marion. I've been impressed with them here tonight.
Poindexter takes that. He'll get a first down and then some. before he ends up. No, he cut it back. I thought he was going to step out of bounds. He'll be forced out of bounds. And all of a sudden, it's 1st and goal for the Huskies again.
Yeah, and I mentioned Poindexter came into tonight with 899 yards. I have to think he's broken that 1,000-yard
I should think so,
barrier
yes.
tonight, so he's hit that milestone himself here tonight. Toby Michael came in with 852 yards. He may have. He's had some nice runs here tonight for North Marion. So
there's a flag down somewhere.
as soon as I brag on them, back-to-back holding penalties. So there's the announcer curse.
I got to appreciate the officials calling it straight up and not just wanting to keep the flag in their pocket to get out of here.
Well, you might appreciate it, but I don't.
I appreciate the effort in an honestly called game, okay?
No, they're doing their job. As again, Derek Sullivan that time, the senior, is still out there. He's still making plays. He got good penetration, didn't make the tackle, made the play, though. So nice job from the senior, number 70, big Derek Sullivan. He's going to be tough to replace. As North Marion's in here in a 3rd and short.
The minute 20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff once again going to Landon Stemple. And Stemple's going to get a 1st down out of it.
I think that's Stemple's first carry of the night. It's the first time I've seen him carry the football. They motioned him into the backfield that time. Nice game for him.
Snap is back. It's a handoff going up the middle once again. He'll cut it back. That's Stemple once again. He'll get to the 15-yard line. And North Marion no longer has to snap it in this 3rd quarter.
Okay.
And I don't think they will. No, they're not. So that'll bring us to the end of quarter number 3. 35-zip. North Marion with the lead.
And Lucas, I had to break away from it. I was trying to see, we had a number 60 on the field, and I couldn't figure out who that was on the roster. So that's Caden Morris, who's usually number 24. And he's gotten some little time this year coming off the bench playing linebacker for Oak Hill. I'm thinking that they've had to put number 60 on him because of the injuries on the offensive line.
Probably, yeah.
That has to be why they switched numbers for Caden Morris, so he can play some offensive line for him. And that just goes to show you where Oak Hill is in its season when you're having to
change numbers just to make you eligible,
just so he can be an eligible offensive lineman. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's something most people probably don't know about football is that your number actually does. That is important.
Yeah, it matters. It absolutely matters. Yeah. Offensive lineman 50 through 79 to play on the line. And this is something I wasn't aware. I mean, obviously I knew that you had to be 50 through 79 to play on the offensive line, but if you wear those numbers, you cannot go out for a pass. Like even, in the NFL, you can check in, or college, you can check in and be eligible. If you wear 50, you can carry the ball, but you cannot cannot catch a pass if you wear those numbers in high school.
Huh. See, this is what I mean when I say I learned things from doing this broadcast with you.
Well, stuff like that doesn't translate very well to coaching, though.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, here's
nice play by James Ludwig down there. Held that to a rather short game. Yeah, I'm good at trivia and little trivial stuff, but You don't want me doing the X's and O's, man.
Oh, I bet you could cook up something in that lab. I'll bet you could cook up a game plan.
I'd be consulting the Madden playbook on Xbox.
Here we go. Here's another handoff, and that's a quarterback keeper, actually. That is number 10 for North Marion. That is Colson Brown.
Yeah, it looks like North Marion's starting to dip into their bench and put some backups in as well. As Riley Biggs was in on that tackle for Oak Hill. Brings up a 4th down. Nice back-to-back plays for the Oak Hill defense there.
And here we go. Mass subs coming on for the Huskies.
Might see a field goal attempt here.
I think you might, yeah.
I think it's going
I
to be
kinda
number
lost track of it
21.
down, but yeah.
Cooper Williams is going to come in and attempt a field goal here in this rain. Not ideal kicking conditions, so they're going to put it down at the 22. So it's going to be a 32-yard field goal here from the left hash for Cooper.
And they're not even going to get that. It'll be a offsides, I think, against Oak Hill. That'll be a free first
That's
down.
going to be a free first down. Yeah, Andres Johnson came off the edge
5-yard
there.
penalty, be a first down.
And Cooper Williams is probably looking at his coach going, decline that. I want to kick a
shot.
field goal.
Let's go.
Decline that.
Well, here's the thing. For a team that has as high expectations as North Marion does, kicking the field goal in adverse conditions might come out to be very important for them later on because it's not going to get any better.
Yeah. I'm sure he wanted just to get his field goal team out there and see what they could do. Andres Johnson had other plans, though. He was looking for a blocked field goal.
Timeout taken by the Huskies.
And, even though it's 35-0 in the 4th quarter, Coach Darren Hayes is still out there coaching, man. I saw him come off the sidelines hot that they couldn't get lined up correctly. So they're looking to prepare for the playoffs.
I bring up, we watched Wyoming East and Oak Hill play in girls basketball last year. Wyoming East had that incredible performance from, I don't remember her name, but she had a great performance. There's a phrase you brought up in that game that has stuck with me ever since. Coaching to a standard.
Yes.
That's exactly what Coach Hayes is doing right now.
Yeah, when you see a coach in a 35-0 game hot because his backups couldn't get lined up, he's coaching to a standard. That's exactly he expects execution at an elite level, regardless of the game situation and regardless who's in there. And I definitely respect that.
Now bring a man in motion. Handoff going to Poindexter. He's going to get dragged down. That's not Poindexter. That is Lucas Runner. I beg your pardon.
Nice job from Cade Compton. Came there from his linebacker position. I thought they might get him for a horse collar.
I did too.
Ref kept his flag in his pocket. That's a nice TFL for Cade, though. And I'll bring up 2nd and goal here for North Marion at the 20-yard line. As Cooper Williams, the kicker, is probably licking his chops, going, "Yeah, give me another chance."
Back it up 5 yards. See if I care. Snap is back. It's a handoff going to number 32, Nick Smith.
Yeah, just trying the edge of that Oak Hill defense, but they were able to hold up that time. Andres Johnson was able to get in on that tackle that time. He's just a sophomore. He'll probably get a lot more clock next year. Oak Hill's going to have a lot of kids step up next year. There's going to be a lot of vacancies to fill. And Andres Johnson, who was pushed into action a little bit earlier than I think he's actually a junior, excuse me. I think he was pushed into action earlier this year than they expected. I think we're going to have a delay of game. Because, again, once North Marion starting to get some of their backups in, you're starting to see getting a little sloppy for
delay
them as
game
well.
On the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Here we go. It's still third down. Snap is back. That pass is intercepted.
That's Caden Morris, number 60.
Morris to the 30, to the 40.
They're going to get James Ludwig on a crack back. James Ludwig's actually one that forced that interception. He had a great pass rush off the edge here. He's leading Oak Hill 7.5 sacks coming in. But they're going to get him for a crack back over there on the sideline. But Caden Morris, nice job from his linebacker position, dropped into his zone and was able to pick that off. So nice job that time by the junior. So Oak Hill will take over here, Lucas, with 7:07 left here in the game. And it looks like Caleb Spike, number 4, is going to check into the game here for Oak Hill. Caleb's a 5'11", 151-pound sophomore. And he's the brother of Mikey Spike. Mikey graduated last year. Mikey was a really good football player up here for Oak Hill. He's continuing his college career at Concord, from what I understand. So we're going to see Caleb get a few snaps in here.
And they're going to walk that back after the penalty.
Going to be first down.
So that ball will be spotted at the
Oak Hill 1st and 10 for their own
17-yard line. Handoff. Trying to bounce to the outside. That was Riley Biggs on the carry.
Got a couple, not a lot out there. He got a nice block from James Ludwig, who took his man out of the play. But the linebacker scraped over and was able to hold that to a relatively, I mean, he got 4 yards out of that. That's not a terrible game.
No, it's not.
Jack Hess has checked in the game. So again, Kate will give Cade Compton a seat here, let him come out and get a breath. So at this point, Oak Hill's almost got their JV in here. Other than you got, I think Sullivan's still out there. James Ludwig's still out there.
Handoff going up the middle once again. Still fighting.
That was Jack Hess. I think that's his first carry of the year in varsity. He's gotten some snaps here at linebacker this year. He was forced into action a little earlier than they hoped when Solomon Truman went down.
3rd down and 5 for the Red Devils.
See if they'll let Caleb put one up here.
On 3rd down and roughly 5. Why not?
And you see big number 79 out there for North Marion. That is Aiden Fetty. He's a 6'3", 285-pound freshman. Freshman at 6'3", 285. Not a lot going over there on the right side. And it's going to bring up a 4th down for Oak Hill. Looks like Antoine's going to check back into the game here for Caleb Spike. So with Antoine checking in for Caleb, it shows me Oak Hill's probably looking to put the ball up right here.
With 4:41 on the game clock.
He might quick kick this, actually, as he's backing up. This might be a quick kick.
It is indeed. And all things considered, it's a pretty good kick. It'll be taking an Oak Hill roll out to about the 44-yard line. And, Chris, I don't know if I really anticipate Oak Hill getting the ball back again. That brings me up to this point. Is this the first time, if this score holds, that Oak Hill will have been shut out in the Devon Marion era?
Yeah, I think it is, actually. I think you're right. I can't remember Oak Hill being shut out since Coach Marion's been the coach, and that's not something he wants to add to his resume.
No,
but
it's not.
It looks like that this might be a shutout, and I'm with you going by memory. I can't remember a time that Oak Hill's been shut out.
If my math is correct, this also gave him double-digit losses. Took him this long to get there.
Yeah, this year's been a little more up and down. He hasn't had the success that he's had his first 2 years, but I always like to put what he's accomplished in his first 3 years at Oak Hill in context. They're going to make the playoffs for the third year in a row. Last year, they got their first playoff win in about 25 years. They hosted their first playoff game in about 25 years last year. They, coming into this, they'd beaten Woodrow back-to-back years. That's the first time that had happened since World War II. They beat Bluefield a couple years in a row. So I want to keep what he's done in context.
Absolutely.
Because he's done a really good job since he's taken over here.
He has completely revitalized his football program.
Yeah, he really has. So, yeah, I know we won 8 games his first year. We won actually 10 games last year. So it feels like you've taken a step back. But nice play by Ludwig again. He got a TFL.
Well,
Late
let's
flag.
see. Really late flag.
No,
And he's coming up kind of asking what for.
That didn't look like a face mask. It looked to me like he got him around the shoulder area. That didn't look anything illegal to me from up here.
Not only on the play, face mask against Oak Hill.
Yeah, I didn't see that. That didn't look like a face mask to me.
I'd have to agree.
But, yeah, Coach Marion has had a really nice start to his career here at Oak Hill. And hopefully that's a sign of things to come, and he'll be here for a while and continue to produce winning teams and playoff teams. And because, in the history of Oak Hill, that's not something we've done a lot.
Personal foul. Face mask on the defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
First and 10.
Parker Holly, a freshman, is checked down here at this cornerback position down here at the bottom of your screen. He's number 17.
Bad snap, and it's on the ground and covered. Chris, just to finish the point here with Coach Marion, if my math is correct, he's 23-9. That puts him 8th on the all-time Oak Hill win list.
Top 10, and he's only been here 3 years. So, yeah, he's done a really nice job.
Third down and 9.
I do think he's gonna have some holes to fill next year.
Oh, yeah.
I think next year there's going to be some vacancies that are going to be tough to fill. So he might have his work cut out for him in year number 4. And this has been a challenging year as well with all the injuries.
On the 2:14 in our ball game. Snap is back. Colson Brown going up in the air. That pass is caught. Lucas Runner.
Yeah, nice ball that time. Austin Johnson was there on coverage. Had decent coverage, though, but nice job by Runner to come down with that. Good ball by number 10, Colson Brown that time, the backup quarterback for North Marion.
So it looks like North Marion is putting a quarterback under center. And that's going to be a knee. And with 1:17, Chris, that'll bring an end to this game as the last few seconds tick off.
Well, Lucas was just coming into tonight as I was coming to the stadium. It's not something you want to say on. I thought Oak Hill had their hands full tonight.
I did too.
Because of the injuries, because of the opponent. I knew this was going to be a tough football game for them, and that's unfortunately the way it turned out. It's just too much for them to overcome with. And like I said, even at full strength, this would have been a very challenging game for Oak Hill. But with all the injuries, they really came in here with an arm tied behind their back. So what you hope for is, and some of the kids that went out tonight, you hope Jagger Knox gets healthy. You hope Tyler Kincaid gets healthy. I'm guessing Luke Endicott went out because he didn't come back in. Luke Endicott, Carson Treadway, Braden Knight comes back from suspension, and you just hope they can get healthy for next week as they enter the playoffs.
Absolutely. And again, I want to make this point. Just we're not out here making excuses. We're just saying the truth. North Marion is a really good football team. Oak Hill at full strength we think is pretty good, but it's not a full strength Oak Hill team. It's a team that is digging in deep into their bench. And who knows? But I want to give all credit to North Marion. They played a heck of a game here tonight. Didn't care what Oak Hill was going. If they played their game,
That's right.
they played it really, really well. So that'll wrap it up here as Oak Hill ends the regular season on a 2-game slide. But as my partner Chris Rader mentioned earlier, your record's 0-0 now.
That's right.
Go out, shock the state next week. And we'll see if they can do it. And once again, we want to remind everyone, the girls soccer team playing in the state championship game in Beckley. We wish the girls all the best of luck. We wish our cheerleaders all the best at their competition. I'd like to congratulate the band for what they did at their competition last week. And we say thank you once again for tuning in on an awful night at John P. Duda. Weather and score. Once again, our final score is North Marion 35, Oak Hill 0. For Chris Rader, Darren McGuffin, Chase Berry, I'm Lucas Berry saying thank you so much for watching as always until we see you again.